Hello and welcome to Diclonius Gaming. I'm Casey Valkyr and this is the closed beta of Swordsman Online, the new MMO by Perfect World. Right, first thing to say is with this being a closed beta, that suggests the game is unfinished. Suggests. I'll get onto that later. This will be a first impression of 16 levels into the game and the general fidelity of the graphics. Right, moving on. It's working on Perfect World's Angelica Engine 3, and, well, I will actually talk about my issue with it being a closed beta now. Did a little bit of research into the game and found out this game was actually originally released back in June 2013, and I'm guessing it was released in China at that time because I couldn't find anything to say where it was released at that point. With Perfect World being a Chinese company, I'm guessing it was China. Small interesting fact that I actually found out about Perfect World: they operate Dota 2 in China. Well, mainland China. I found that interesting to find out. But, right, moving on to Swordsman Online. As you can see, well, the world is really quite pretty. I'm sorry for any frame rate drops or anything. I can't tell whether it's just my PC, which it really shouldn't be, or just the fact that it's an MMO, it's online, or some sort of issues with optimization. I've got no clue in the slightest. I just know that this game is actually really quite pretty. My main focus when I'm looking at graphics, of course, is always, is the water nice? And yeah, it's not the best, but it is still quite nice. This transparency here is very nice. The general textures of the ground and everything, they're very, very nice for a free MMO, which is my main focus of looking at the graphics really. With it being a free MMO, you're not going to expect massively brilliant graphics because it's free. You're going to expect better graphics from, say, games that you paid money for, like Metro Last Light or Crisis or something, that are known for having brilliant graphics. But no, you'd be surprised at the graphics of free games like this, courtesy of Perfect World's Angelica Engine 3. But yeah, the actual modelling of the clothing on the character and everything, I think it's done very well. As you can see, it all moves in its own directions there as you're walking around, which shows like MMOs are kind of getting better. Well, free MMOs are kind of getting quite a bit better at actually keeping up with the amount of detail that is put into some of the more paid MMOs, subscription based or one-off based, and general games that will be labelled as next gen, which doesn't exist on PC. Come on, get real. But yeah, moving on. Right. There's something that I find quite weird, actually, that during cutscenes, it looks as if it's rendering it right there and then. Because the cutscenes, normally within a game, you'll find they'll run perfectly fine. The frame rate will be whatever the frame rate's been put to for that. But no, it appears to render them while playing, which is really weird, if I do say so myself. Take a look at this menu here. You've got all of the graphics options. You could want all of that. Loads of different options there for extras like the HD textures, motion blur, which should always be off because Does anyone really actually like motion blur? I don't know of anyone that does. You've got all of these gameplay options to show and hide multiple different things on the GUI. You've got the oh wow. You have the rebindable keys there, which I do like the point they've got these secondary binds, the alternates, which is always nice to have. I haven't got any set, of course, because, well, I haven't had the time. I've been just playing the game. So, yeah, that's quite nice. And then, I'm confused by this control scheme. It just appears to be changing the way everything works, but I don't know why this is here. When, if you really want things to do different stuff, you've got your rebindable keys here. It's interesting. If anyone actually knows why that's so, then do feel free to tell me. Right, back into the game now. You've got... Well, it's a martial arts game, of course, so you're going to have different types of martial arts. Let's fight this guy. Oh, wrong one. My martial arts style that I picked was E-Mei. And I think it's quite a nice looking martial arts style. It's more magic based, which of course I'm going to go for. I'm a big fan of more magic based things. Quite a fan of the idea of magic. And this guy won't die. Wait, is... Okay, he stood in the fence. Alright. Ooh, the frame rate dropped a bit there. Oh, I've run out of chi. I should probably see to that. See, I think that looks quite nice. The combat's quite typical MMO, and there's something that I was going to talk about that I did without talking about there. Ooh, that's a pretty effect. Yeah, you've got your normal MMO where you've hurt. Oh, excuse the point that I'm completely failing to talk there. You've got your normal MMO style mouse control, where you hold the right click. Oh, that frame rate dropped a lot. Where you hold the right click to move the camera around, and then if you click control, it binds the camera to the character, which is quite nice actually, and quite useful within combat, because it makes the combat feel a lot nicer than a normal MMO. It's always nice to have features like that, and well, if more MMOs could adopt a feature like that, which I don't know if they have, but I don't really tend to see it a lot, then that is a feature that would be quite nice to become a standard feature. Just makes the gameplay feel a lot nicer. And with dual monitors, you'll find the cursor is not constrained to the window, which is quite annoying. So using that to constrain the camera to the character is actually quite useful when using dual monitors. Right. The game is based up on the point that there are... Oh, move my mic back. That there are 10 martial arts schools, and you pick yours. Take it to the skills menu. Right. As you can see, as I said, mine's the E-Mei. E-Mei? I don't know how it's pronounced, chi form. And, well, from what I can see anyway, it's more magic based. Ooh! I'm stealing that thing. That's mine. Oh, I can't steal it. That's a bit crap. Oh, and now I'm in a fight. Lovely. No, I'm not in a fight. Run away. Right, yeah, you've got 10 different martial arts schools, which... Oh, I should have done more research to find out what they were called, because I forgot. But yeah, that works as your class system instead of picking your class when you create your character. You create your character, you get a choice of just male or female. Then you do your physical appearance like you always do. But you pick your class later on after you've watched the intro scenes to find out what the game is about and done a few missions and stuff. Just to generally set out the game and then put context to why you're going into a martial arts school, to why you've got whichever skill set you've got, which is quite nice actually. Instead of just going, ooh, you've got a skill set, well done, just go play. It gives you actual context to why. Right, the story so far. I'm not great at following the story of MMOs. I don't think anyone really is because, well, it's all, ooh, quite the same really. The you're a new hero. You've got to go save people and fight stuff. Quite just how it is really. But the story started off. You take a sword from a guy who gets killed. Then the whole village gets killed because you ran away with the sword. There's a load of filler stuff where the dude that killed the village was gonna kill you, and then you get saved. You fight that dude a few times. You get drunk, which is a bit random, really. It's a bit odd to throw into your storyline. Just you go get drunk, but still, the game actually recognises gender choice and adapts missions, which is weird. During one of the drunk missions, it actually adapts the point that adapts the point to which gender you've picked to what you have to do, which I found extremely weird considering I've never seen that done in an MMO before. But yeah, after that you take a monkey. And that's as far as I've actually got, which is a few hours. Well, probably 2. I haven't really had massive amounts of time to put into this, but I've tried. Generally the game's quite nice actually. It's quite different. It's just a change from the general massive swords and weapons and fantasy stuff. It's just martial arts. And it's quite nice. I'd say the soundtrack and the sound assets and stuff are quite good as well. I haven't actually had fault with them. They all sound reasonably nice. I've got no clue what this doing that is, but this random just rollers. I've never used it before. First time I found out that it actually exists was by complete accident. Right, you've got a mount, which is a horse. And the way this actually works is really nice, because you've got your quests up here, and say you click on one of those and they are a reasonable distance away, you'll start walking and then just naturally jump onto your horse with no need to select to mount from any menu or anything. But you can mount from the inventory at any time, like I just did. It lets you run in the water a little bit, and then naturally takes you off the horse when you go into the deeper water. Unlike some other MMOs that would just kind of go, ooh, you're on a mount, you can't go in the water at all. And you can jump while on water, which is weird. Generally features in most MMOs, but it's just weird. I've never liked the idea of that. Just, you can jump in water. No, you can't. You cannot swim and jump. It's not how it works. And what on earth is that? Alright, you can hold a stance apparently. But yeah, generally the effects and everything are pretty. The gameplay is quite fun. I would recommend taking a look at this when it comes out of closed beta, or possibly signing up for a key, signing up for closed beta to see if you can get yourself a key. But these servers are quite densely populated, so I don't know if they're actually going to give any more keys out. I'll take a look at this again in, say, a couple of months or so, when it possibly comes out closed beta, and tell you if anything's changed, especially if there's been any optimization to make the game run just that bit better, because at the moment I average at about 30 frames per second, if not less, and that is pretty poor. I mean, my PC isn't insanely powerful, but it's not like weak either. I am running an R9 280X, so it's not a rubbish graphics card. It's quite powerful. But yeah, I'll take a look at this again in a couple of months. I've been Casey Valkyrie. This has been Swordsman Online. See you next time.